We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stutter and Craig. No, you don't get the 96-ounce Coke Zeros Blabs.
Yo, my androids, what's up?
And straight from the hood, Phoenix.
It's really enjoyable as an adult male to shit your pants.
And now, broadcasting from our homes around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers. Welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com, and most importantly, SideScrollersPlus.com. Hello. Happy Tuesday to you. Are you ready for some scandalous news? Because we got it today. Hello, Blabs. Good to see you. Hello.
Oh, this is funny.
There we are.
Okay. Anyway, hi.
Listen, all I want to do is have notifications on the screen. That's it. That's all I want to do. So we're trying to jimmy rig this StreamYard over here to allow us to do it. And sometimes you get Blabs in the background like that.
I love my Funko made it. Hang on. Hi. Anyway, hello everybody. Hi.
Hello. How's everything going? Any sandwiches this morning?
I did have an egg sandwich, but it was not really exactly a sandwich. It was just scrambled egg with a piece of toast.
I see. Did it include a $4.99 meat meal like yesterday? Where
No, sadly. But I would have loved some bacon, but no. But I do have all like fresh eggs because my neighbor just gives me like cartons full. Like I got like 60 eggs in the fridge, and he's like, "Here you go." And like they're big eggs too, and they're nice and fresh. Oh, so great. Yeah.
Good for you.
Oh, dude, fresh eggs. Like there's nothing better in life. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's nothing better in life.
Dude, come on, it's so good. You wake up in the morning, you're sleepy, you're tired, you're like, I'm gonna make some food. You just make some fresh scrambled eggs, so simple. Everything's better. Yeah.
Yep, but there's nothing better in life than fresh eggs.
Right now, yeah.
Okay, all right. That's where we're at in society now, as Blabs has just given up. Which is good. Well, I'll tell you what, someone who we are very excited to have back on the show, Rev, good to see you, buddy.
Hello, it's good to be back, everyone.
Yes.
Did you notice we made our thumbnail for you?
I was just going to say, it is
all look
gorgeous.
Like John Lennon together.
You guys are looking dapper. I will say, though, a little concerning, Phoenix looks a little like Hassan in that.
Oh no.
You know, he's got real glasses like that in life, though. They're around.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hassan or Phoenix?
No, Phoenix legitimately has round glasses.
Oh, okay. Nice. Do you know how, by the way, Rev, do you know how hard it is to get a nice, like a really good just picture of you online? Your model.
Oh, it's impossible. Do you know how hard... When people are trying to like cancel me or go after me, they have like screenshots from like 6 years ago because they can't find anything. So
yeah, it's very hard. So what I did was I actually went in and I found I don't know, something you did, and you didn't have glasses on. And then I had to add another picture, say, add glasses to Rev. And then I was like, well, let's just add glasses to everybody here.
Beautiful.
So that's how we got here. So, you know, and as a nice little nod to our friend returning, which is good. So once again, very glad you're with us today. We have some big stories to talk about today, very big stories. And I'm very anxious to hear your thoughts on them. With that said, let's introduce the true star of the show, the Hassan lover himself. Please welcome to the show, on his birthday, Phoenix. Hello, Phoenix.
May the streets run red. How you guys doing?
Oh, sorry, my fault. Sorry about that. Yeah. How's everything going in the Hassan orbit, Phoenix?
It's going really good. I need to add a dog in the background with a little zapper. It'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, great.
Nice poster.
Thank you.
What do we got back there?
Got the old.
Nice.
9.5.
9.5, soon to be a 10 as soon as I can get back to it. It's just sold out all the time, damn it, unfortunately. Yeah.
It's good. Rev, you seen the Odyssey yet?
I have not, no.
No? Phoenix made the mistake of enjoying it. And people were like, fuck
lost
you,
a friend.
Dude.
I lost a friend.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? I'm not surprised. It is
like a friend for about 4 years. Yeah,
what do you mean?
This is a bridge. This is a bridge too far.
Wait, what do you mean you lost a friend? Are you being serious?
Yeah.
Dead serious. We're done, my friend. And it's like, all right. I
What?
got canceled. Canceled for the Oscar, but it was worth it because this is a 9.5 and his friendship with a 9.4. So,
That's rough. No, there we are. Okay, that's. I'm sorry to hear that, Phoenix.
whatever.
Yeah, but that friend looked autistic and retarded, so
Yeah,
really.
it's also that problem.
Oh, okay. Well, now we're just throwing him under the bus. That's good.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
absolutely. If you're gonna like cancel someone for liking a movie, I'm gonna throw you under the bus.
Man, let him know, Blabs.
Yeah,
Let him
fucking
know.
retarded.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right. You're effing retarded. Speaking of retardation
Hello.
and backgrounds, hello, Blabs. I am in the process of switching my background around. I got like the little giggles where I'm like the itch, and I'm like starting to move things around. So I moved my NBA Jam on the other
Oh my
side.
god, you did!
You didn't even notice, Blabs. And I was thinking about lining up several of my arcade one-ups, the only 3 that I have over here. I was thinking about stacking them up and having them go in the background. I just, I think that'd be pretty cool looking, I guess, right? Mm-hmm. And I was gonna put my dad's eagle painting over here on the wall.
Yeah.
I got to get that framed. Do you know how much it costs to frame something?
No, Craig, do tell me when I have 50 frames right around me. Please go on.
Blabs, I'm talking about custom frame, not your plebe bull
Oh,
crap.
that's so cute, Craig. No, custom frame right now.
Okay, Blabs, how much does it cost to frame a 36 by 29?
Minimum $100 minimum.
100? That's cute, Blabs. Keep
I said
going.
minimum.
Yeah. Framing is stupid expensive.
Yep.
It is dumb. Anyways.
And it's done horribly sometimes too, where you have to go and contact them and they gotta send you a new one, and then they keep sending you something that's broken. Oh, can't people just make good frames anymore?
I didn't know this was such a hot topic.
It's grinds my gears.
This frame cost me $2,000 right here. It's a high quality frame right there.
High quality 4K.
Yeah.
So anyways, I was going to frame up my
Do you have
dad's
some
priceless piece of
Concord
work.
there?
I do have Concord. I have Concord over here to my...
You showed it off.
That's right there. Bingo. Concord, Dustborn, and
that
DuckTales
box
right there.
that needs a case.
That's right. Maybe I'll get a case for it too.
Please.
So, and you notice down here, I actually have my little D&D guys there. Yeah, that's right. There they are. And Blabs, do you remember this when a wonderful audience member made us?
On my dresser.
Yeah, it's awesome. We need to get a little Phoenix D&D picture, a little Phoenix collectible
Holding
right
like
there.
a Pepsi can and maybe a bat in the other hand.
Yeah.
You know that would be fun to do. That we should make like a little campaign game where we have like little figures of
Yeah,
us.
Rev can have little pigtails.
Yeah, that'd be great.
How else could you do it?
I don't know. You gotta have glasses and pigtails though. That's it. Either way, so look, lots to talk about today. No showdown. I didn't even put a Montez goal up. Did not even do that because hey, we're just gonna go and blow today. We're just gonna have a great show. But I'll tell you what is very exciting. Listen, I know Phoenix, it's your weekend. It's what you call it, going blowing, right? Maybe that'll take place in 2 months in Las Vegas. Phoenix Go and Blow presents Sin City.
Where's Phoenix? I was just blowing everyone in the crowd.
That's right. Off to a great start with our tickets, man. Very excited for this. Only 200 available. Jake started mentioning them yesterday. I don't know if Arch has yet. Tecto just got back to streaming today after getting married. So yeah, man, this should go very, very well. We're very excited for this. This is our event happening in September 25th. We're all getting together. And look, Arch and Jake are literally coming from across the other side of the world to be here for this. So should be a great opportunity to say hi to everybody. Come join us Friday, September 25th in Las Vegas. Tickets available, link in the description below. I would love for you guys to join us down there for Sin City. So if you're going to do anything today, buy a ticket to Sin City and come join us in Las Vegas. So, all right. Today's run sheet is packed. We have a lot of video game news. That's the number one video game and entertainment podcast on God's green earth. We're going to be talking some serious video game stuff. A massive scandal that really ripped apart the industry several years ago has proven to be just absolute nonsense. And that by itself is a big enough scandal that should be investigated. Xbox.
That's the real scandal.
It is the real scandal, Blabs. It is. There are some crazy Xbox leaks, which could potentially, dare I say, save Xbox which is nuts. I have a couple segments that I wanted to talk with you guys about today. I was watching, one is about a new Disney show about Pompeii. And you guys know I'm a big Pompeii guy. I went to Pompeii recently. There's a Pompeii show. And I discovered something just 10 minutes into the show, which really grinded my gears.
It was a whole bunch of blacks and Asians in Pompeii all of a sudden. Yeah. As extra Emily going, "You're watching Pompeii."
Oh no.
Yep. I have a tweet ready to go to align with that segment right there. We have some God of War show recasting, including Kratos getting recast in God of War. Yeah. And there's a panel from Vic Manana. I believe that's the way. How do you say his name? Vic what? He's the voice actor.
I think it's Mignana.
I think you got it right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So Vic Manana was a canceled voice actor from several years ago. He had a panel this past weekend at a pretty prolific anime event, and there was a little bit of controversy surrounding it. And I want to show off that video over today and get y'all's reactions to that. In addition, and if we have time for this, is more of like an evergreen topic, but I had a very weird realization about digital media last night when I realized something, and I want to open that up for you guys. Actually, let's do that first. Let's actually open up this conversation before we get into any video game news, because I had this thought, and I would love to hear y'all's thoughts on this. And this is obviously for everybody. I've watched a couple of movies the last couple of days, or at least started to. You guys know I generally watch movies in chunks, right? I'll watch 30 minutes here, 45 minutes here. And, very rarely do I watch a full 90 minutes or 2 hours at one time. But I watched a movie called 72 Hours. It's a new comedy with Kevin Hart in it, and he's an older guy that's trying to come to grasp with the idea that he's old in a young man's world, and he goes to this bachelor party for these kids, and it's kind of like, this fish out of water story, and all these tomfoolery hijinks happen, right? It's a pretty funny comedy. It's not like an all-time great or anything, but I enjoyed watching it. It was all right.
Rob watched it. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, right? And then I started watching this movie last night with my wife I think it's called The Dink. And we're like 30 minutes into it. It's about this pro tennis player who turns to pickleball, right? And we're watching that, and it's like, okay, it's kind of funny. And that's over on like Apple Plus. We got a free subscription to that. But while I was watching that, I finished up watching 72 Hours, and I realized that I totally just forgot about it, and I moved on. And I had this realization that digital media and digital movies, like on Netflix, on Prime, they're all like a disposable experience. It's
correct.
Yes. It's like eating on a plastic plate and then just taking that plastic plate and throwing it in the trash. Because I enjoyed 72 Hours. I'm enjoying this Dink movie, right? But then there's the experience that goes with watching The Odyssey, watching the new Spider-Man, the idea of getting up, getting out of your chair, going to a physical location, and experiencing that. And Phoenix, I think you will look back on your experience watching The Odyssey, right? Whereas I have totally forgot about my experience watching 72 Hours with Kevin Hart. So I just had this realization, and then it was like, I kind of scaled in my brain to, video games as well, because now everything's going digital. The idea, and we've talked about the idea of the experience of going to a midnight launch, the experience of going to buy your game, the experience of having that game in your hand, bringing it home, the excitement around that, and the experience of that video game. And that all adds to it. So I just kind of wanted to open up the discussion to you guys and see if that was just I don't know, Phoenix, you're saying you feel like that's pretty accurate, or is this something that we could potentially get back? This idea of, or will digital media always just be this disposable experience?
I hope so. I mean, I would love to see it. You know, I'm all for whatever future. You know, it's not my generation anymore. So whatever the new generation wants to do, it's the shittiest generation of all. But whatever they want to do, great. No, but for me, I mean, like, just if you just even focus on a movie, there's a reason why movies were events, and part of that reason was the drive there with your friends, family, loved ones, whatever. The excitement over it, kind of like, oh, what's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen here? Da 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 da, whatever the hell it is. And then, of course, afterwards, the drive back home or going to a bar or a restaurant or whatever, and then discussing that movie. Suddenly, that little movie that was maybe 2 hours is really like potentially a 4 to 6 hour event because of the 2 hours before and afterwards as well. And then on top of that, one of the problems I would say about a movie that you're watching just in bed or whatever is because of that casual nature where you can just kind of move around and do this, check your phone, etc. You were losing what that film was supposed to be, which was a 2 hour experience of you kind of engaged with that thing, and it becomes disposable. In the same way that you see with people who didn't grow up with the games we did, and they have emulators, right? Mm-hmm. And what happens? They play it like, this is hard, next. This is hard, next. When we got a game, you sat with that game for like 10 weeks straight. And even if it was shit, you kept playing it anyway because that was the only one you got, right? So you invested your time and energy into it. Your focus was much more there as opposed to this huge catalog of more, like disposable things to click through over and over again. So it just changes the whole dynamics of it in just the fact of having something physical or having something physical to go to.
Rev, you got any thoughts on that? I mean, I don't know. It was this weird realization because I haven't been to a movie in a while, and I was trying to think of the last movie that I actually saw in a theater, and I really had a hard time struggling to think about that. I think hopefully the next movie I go see is going to be Street Fighter, but that should be an experience for me. But I don't know, Rev,
I actually kind of had like the opposite, same line of thinking, but I had the realization as you're talking, like. I'm like, what movies have I seen like this year, for example? The ones that I remember are the ones I went in person to see. It was just totally different experience. And I think that goes without saying. But even when you're talking about 72 hours, I like remembered I watched that. Like I haven't thought about it ever since I watched it, or me and Straub watched it together. Like it's so forgettable. It just passes by, and like, yeah. You're right. It's hard to not be distracted on your phone. You're not fully immersed. Like, I don't think I'm a very distracted person, but when I'm watching a movie at home, like, yeah, I'm going to have my phone out every once in a while. And it just, even small interruptions just ruin it. And then, you know, growing up, I was still in the generation where you go and buy physical, and it was just such a different experience. And yeah, you would buy a game, and even if it sucked or you sucked at it, you kept trying. You felt invested a lot more. And now, well, everything's just so fickle. Nobody wants to commit to anything, and it's a bigger problem than really just games. It's all media.
Yeah, I can't remember the last 3 movies that I've seen. I've seen, back in 2019, Star Wars, Rise of Identity Theft, Avengers Endgame in 2019, and then this, in the last 6 years, was just one movie. I saw Fantastic Beasts 3 in 2022, I want to say. That is the last time I've been to cinemas. I have not gone back since. And I actually just thought of this the other day, because I watched Demon Slayer, finally. That movie just came out. It was out in theaters back in, December or whatever, but it's on Crunchyroll now, so I was watching the streaming. And I already knew how it was going to end because I read the manga. So I'm like, oh my god, is this person going to die? I already knew that. So, for me, that whole surprise effect was completely gone. But, I commented on Twitter, and somebody was saying how they had a better experience because they were in the theater and people were crying because XYZ died or whatever it was. And they all just had a better theater experience than I did. I actually was bored in this movie. I knew it was going to happen, so maybe that was why. But it was just it was just a really big fighting movie the entire time. There really wasn't a whole lot of substance. So I was like, but I already knew what was going to happen. But yeah, if I had gone to a theater, it would have been 10 times better. And I make this comparison with Spider-Man from 2016, the Homecoming one. I went to the theaters, loved it. Watched it at home on Blu-ray in the comfort of my living room, and I was like, this movie is so long and stretched out. Right. Oh God. So it's it's a theater experience that just makes or break it, basically.
It even makes the bad films feel a little different too, because you have to actually commit when you're in the theater and you get through the entire thing. Then you feel much more invested and you want to talk about it more. It's like when we saw Disclosure Day. I thought that was atrocious. It was boring, a very long pseudo-intellectual movie for a 15-minute payoff at the end. And I feel like if we were watching it at home, we would have given up like 40 minutes in. But we committed to it, and it sounded like a whole conversation.
I think it's the difference between going to a live sports game and watching it on TV, right? There's the energy of the crowd. Now, granted, when I go to a movie, I don't say or do anything, but I've always enjoyed people getting excited. Like I remember Independence Day, at the very end, everyone like got up from their seat and clapped or cheered or whatever. I imagine the little cartoon there, Endgame, there, whatever that thing is there, that everyone was like, yay, the good guys beat the bad guy. And you feel that roar of the crowd and everyone's excited. And you really had that experience with the crowd. You feel that energy in the same way when you go to a baseball game, whatever, and your team's winning and you feel that actual roar. That's a huge different experience for your brain than just sitting at TV and, also being able to go to the bathroom and then check your phone and all that other shit. So totally different.
I think I mentioned this previously on an episode. When I went to He-Man, everyone applauded at the end. And also I looked around and there's like a bunch of young kids with merch and it was like a giant white pill. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like got these younger kids interested in this extremely old IP that a lot of people are like, why is this even out right now? But
such a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought that was cool. I've heard more clapping in the theaters the last like year than the last like 10 years. I don't know what's up with that, but
it's easy to explain because not a lot of people go anymore. So those that are going are diehards. So you're getting people that really want that movie experience. This is not something casual to go to.
Well, I love this. I love this topic. I think it was really, like I said, just kind of like this aha, holy crap moment where I've seen, I don't know, dozens of movies this year, but I can't remember one. Like I said, you just kind of throw it in the trash and you move on, and it's literally just slop, in my brain. But the idea of having that experience, we are very much trying to plan an event around Street Fighter, the movie. We're trying to put that together, and that will culminate, hopefully, with some sort of watching party of the movie, because I think it would be super fun to fill a movie theater and have people reacting and cheering and booing or clapping or whatever, depending on, because it's a communal experience as opposed to sitting on my bed watching Kevin Hart try to relate to 20-somethings. But anyways, would love to hear your thoughts. It was just some thought I had the last couple days, and just wanted to open up the conversation about that. All right. We got a lot here. Marmalin came in right off the bat with $20 freaking. Says much love to y'all. No homo. Except for Phoenix, the Easter Bunny bitch. All the homo in this. Hope you have a fantastic day.
Gotcha.
Will be a VOD watch for me. All right. Hey, speaking of, do you guys know who Linda Cohn is? You ever heard of her before? She was a Sports Center anchor.
No.
Yes, actually, yeah.
She's like one of the most prolific Sports Center anchors in history. I think she's hosted more episodes ever. She left ESPN recently, and she started a YouTube channel. Speaking of VODs, Marmalin, and she does something really interesting with her show. She does a live show in the morning, and then she releases it again in the evening as a VOD premiere. And I was like, that's kind of an interesting idea. And then she slices out her clips and stuff as well, but it gives the evening time folks an opportunity to catch it live and have that experience as well. So it was just an idea. I just saw it this morning. I was like, that's fascinating. Maybe I'll throw that idea around. So this is me throwing it out to you all who are tuning in. And let me know what you think of that idea. Potentially like re-premiering a live show at night. Maybe, some slight edits, things like that to help to fine tune it. Or maybe just keep all the scuff. We have Christian Rocker. It says, my man Rev, can I get a lizard, good sir? Also, YouTube wouldn't let me send this as a super chat.
All right, here you go.
Uh-oh.
It's a part of the stream.
No, I love it. Love it. Elf Pyre Eva says, hey, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Apparently, naming you all and saying hi is against the rules for super chats. Wait, you can't name us? That's awesome. That's great. Paul says, why is it I see shoe on head when I look at Rev and I just can't unsee it?
Wow, that is pretty close.
Yeah.
I love Shoe.
Seeing double.
Ryan says, Phoenix, I love the Metallica shirt, and the fact they're doing the show is a massive dishonor to the dead of Pompeii. Doing that show. Yeah, Ryan, we're going to get to that here in just a little bit. Young Stove says, only movie I remember seeing in years and loved was Godzilla -0. Such an amazing story, and the drama was amazing. Had grown men sobbing at the end. Thank you, Young Stove. Tim Lee says, movies are meant to be watched together, in my opinion. You watch it, then you watch how others react to it. Then their reactions fuels your excitement. Same with games that you play with friends. Let's go. The Wastelander came in with $5. Says 2012 was the last time I went to see it. Wow, went to any movie theater. Left halfway through. Oh gosh, what? Left halfway through because the kids were on their phones and wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Yes. Anyway, next.
That used to be like the
Fucking
nightmare scenario, going to a movie theater and people talking, especially around you, and you have to say something because like you're not going to allow that disrespect. I've had to do that a couple times. It's just so annoying.
Then now you'll get shot if you go in and say anything to
Yes.
anybody. I has no face with $19.99 says I had a similar experience with streaming The Interview during the theatrical release. We lost interest when they got into North Korea and stopped streaming after the luggage check. I thought that was 40-ish minutes in. Really? Okay, so you saw like two different experiences. For sure. Thank you very much for that wonderful support. Yeti says, hey, it's popular VTuber Rev says Desu. Nice to see you, bud. Hope things are well in Straub's Christmas Wonderland.
She's already talking about Christmas.
Really?
Yeah, she's playing like
Yes.
Christmas music and stuff.
Yes.
Bit early, ain't it?
Just a bit. Just a bit. All right, well, it's not too early for everyone to hit the subscribe button and join us. If you haven't, to join the 150,000 just normal men who have found us over on YouTube, the over 52,000 who have found us over at Rumble. We're also live over on Kick, on Twitch, and of course, you can find the show over on Spotify. We do have our new Side Strollers Bits channel. Once again, if you haven't, make sure you guys go subscribe to that, so we can find like little bits and clips and snippets of the show. All of our shorts have been moved over there, and you'll find like reactions of me reacting to stuff, which I would love to get Phoenix and Blabs in doing that, a little bit of that. As we move ahead. All right, Blabs, you, for some reason, we need to talk about chicken every day.
Yes, but you have to do hard news first.
I know.
Okay.
Okay. Blabs wants to talk about chicken, so we're going to let her talk about chicken.
Sounds like some weird jingle. I don't know if I like it or not.
We're going to talk some chicken today on Side Scrollers.
Ass hands, whatever.
Thank you, Phoenix.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Take it
You have
away.
to
The
pull it
floor
up?
is yours.
Oh.
Chicken.
I get to
Blabs.
pull it up.
Yeah, you gotta pull it up.
Well, I thought you'd maybe want to do like an intro to the story.
No, I just want you to read it.
Oh, well, I'll promptly go fuck myself, apparently. Oh, my.
A Kentucky woman is facing
A
jail
woman?
time after threatening a KFC worker with an AR-15 over a long wait for food. Nada Roman retrieved the rifle from her trunk following an argument with an employee.
This is the person talking in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Good old Nada Roman. Why did you want to talk about this,
I
Black?
just thought it was funny.
What's so funny about it?
Because someone goes crazy for chicken and threatens
Oh.
someone with a fucking gun.
Okay.
You got my chicken order. It was too long to wait for it. Crazy.
Yeah. This is facing years of prison because a wait for fried chicken is a massive overreaction. I think that, yes, I think you're right. The person potentially lost their freedom and didn't even get the meal. Oh, man. Well, cool story, Blabs.
Thank you.
Any other chicken you wanted to talk about?
I really like Persian chicken.
I'm sorry, Persian chicken?
Yeah, like a what do they call it? Like a shish kebab type chicken where it's on the stick and everything. That's really good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This one time I was at a Persian restaurant when I was in high school and I ate so much food, I was shoving my face, that I ate so much I had to go and throw up in the bathroom at that restaurant. because I shoved so much food.
Oh,
I was
fucking
very-
tubs. Just eating until you
I ate
vomit.
so much that I got so fat and full. And then I went and ate dessert.
She had to make room.
Wow. AI people out there, I think we've got an opportunity.
Yeah, I already saw one of those.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah. If we could just replace that with fried chicken, that'd be
No,
great.
it wasn't fried. It's Persian. It's on the grill and stuff. It's not fried. It's really good.
She just vomits and screams, I'm just making room.
Yeah.
Just goes back at it.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm working on it, Blabs.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's right. We're all fast at work right now during the show. All right. Let's move on to our next story while we use AI to create Blabs eating chicken kebabs.
I do really like chicken. It's good.
We know, Blabs. We know.
Yeah.
Social media is a giant cesspool of nonsense and silliness. We all understand that. But there was a simpler time where users could create all sorts of friction behind their friendships by choosing who was in the top 8 friends. Do y'all remember MySpace.com?
I sure do.
Barely.
Yeah. Well, the owners of MySpace say they're planning to relaunch the social media platform very, very soon. Says, we're just waiting for the right time to do it. And if that doesn't work, we'll do it again. This is what MySpace used to look like back in the day. It was a place for friends. It said it right there. Blabs, were you around for MySpace?
I was around for MySpace, but I didn't have a MySpace.
Yeah?
I
think
had
you're
an
probably
A
too
and
young.
an MSN.
It was the same thing for me. Like, one of my friends had a MySpace, and we would just like stand around the computer and like watch him scroll and whatever.
Yeah,
was
I've
Phoenix-
never had the MySpace experience. It was aimed for me, and you can put like little away messages. But it was really annoying. You couldn't put a whole like lyrics and stuff. You only had like 120 characters or something. So it's like going outside, BRB. Yeah.
Blabs, who would you put in your top 8? Do you know what
Right
that is?
now?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would probably have to put you guys because.
Yeah, all right. I made it.
Yeah. Probably like Tidy and Kay and Mally and Kirsha. All the people that I talk to like on a weekly basis would probably have to be up there. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I'm so excited to be in your
Yeah,
top
only
8.
because I have to talk to every day. Well, 5 days a week.
This is true. Yes. Can your other friends do this, Blabs? Can they create images of you?
Yeah.
Okay, time for the chicken kebabs.
Zoe?
So good. Perfect snack.
Yeah. 10 on 10. Agreed. It is a great snack, dinner, lunch, everything. Yum.
Look at that. They just pop right out, right into your hand.
A multi-purposeful like bucket.
Nice. Yeah, just going right from the coffee into your gallon of coffee into chicken kebabs right there. All right, so MySpace coming back. Rev, are you open to this idea? Will it fail? Do you think it's going to be successful or just a giant fart in the wind?
I'm open to it, but I think it's going to be a fart in the wind. I don't think there's that much interest. I mean, I always like going back, but I can't imagine anyone below the age of like 30-ish who would have any interest in this whatsoever.
I'm with you on that. Phoenix, would you be into MySpace coming back? I just don't think it's a viable product today.
That's tricky because I don't know. Because MySpace was all about personalization. You could like personalize your page and put all sorts of dumb shit all over it. I don't know. That sense of ownership I feel is lacking in so many social media apps. I don't pretend to know all of them. But if they've got good youth in their team, they may be able to find a way to make that appealing to them, because one of the things that these kids don't have is ownership of literally anything. There's nothing that they own. So a digital place where you can kind of personalize it and make it your own might work. I'll put this at I think 60% chance of success.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think if they get some youth there, I think 60% chance.
That's the thing, is getting the youth. You know, and they already got their customization when it comes to their TikToks and Instagrams and all that stuff. But people, they'll never understand what it's like to put a sparkly background on your MySpace page.
Exactly.
And when you go there, you got some Creed playing or whatever, whatever it may be. To think about all those MySpace profiles that have all just been deleted, all those pictures that were uploaded, and they're just gone now. And didn't Justin Timberlake own MySpace for a while?
That sounds accurate. Yes, I think towards the end.
That was when he started doing his drinking binge, huh?
Justin Timberlake?
He was arrested last year, a couple of years ago in the Hamptons for drunk driving.
Oh, I didn't know that we were following Justin Timberlake's drinking career so closely.
Yeah.
I sent you a chicken thing, by the way. The DMs.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
Nothing makes me happier than to know that we have a.
Oh my God! Jesus Christ! All right, hang on. I got it.
Oh boy!
Christ! Oh boy! All right, here we go. Ready? Oh God!
Oh my
Blabs.
goodness.
And she kept going too.
And then she got
I
dessert.
love this fucking job.
I love how much she loves all the food. Wait, why did you stop it? Blabs, do it again.
Puts me out. I almost know it was vomit.
I love this fucking chicken.
I will be posting that on X here very
Oh, it's
shortly.
so gross. I don't want to see that on my timeline.
We
I want to
always
get rid of that.
wanted the future to have hoverboards and stuff like that. Instead, we got this.
Y'all missed my Dunkin' Donuts coffee one too. I had posted on that a while ago. Yeah. I made one there as well.
Yeah, Blabs really likes chicken.
I'm just spamming the group chat to make it go away. Don't mind me.
What are you really?
I
Well,
don't
too bad,
want to
Blabs.
see it anymore.
Blabs, stop doing that.
There. Now I hold better.
I wish I could show that on. You know what? I am going to show this. This is what Blabs does. This is what she does here, everybody.
I don't want to say it anymore. It's gross.
Look, this is what she does. We have our nice little group chat here. It's a wonderful group chat.
Nick's ruined
here.
it with vomiting.
You
And then we got
literally, when I
Blabs.
said it, you were laughing and said yes. There you go.
I didn't need the whole vomiting thing. No.
I literally said vomiting to make more room. There you go.
Oh my God.
Oh, sorry, Blabs. I want to let you know that it would be a real shame if we made that available for everybody to download and they just decided to upload it to X and tag you consistently on it. That'd just be a real
I
shame.
will be muting so many people. So feel free.
Just,
I'll never see you people ever get on my Twitter timeline, but feel free. It'll be peaceful
Okay.
for me.
Wonderful. All right, I wanted to get to this this quick little story about Vic Manana over here. We've talked about this guy in the past. He's a I would say a cultural flashpoint when it comes to his work. He's done a lot of work over the years, but not a whole lot of work recently. And the reason is he was canceled several years ago for a lot of allegations made around him. And he's been deemed as toxic in the voice acting community. And we all, look, the voice acting world is, it is what it is. We all understand what the voice acting world is here. And they are very quick to demonize and let you know how virtuous they are. With that said, he was scheduled to be at an event called Anime Matsuri. And I've been to Anime Matsuri many moons ago, but it has obviously grown. It's become this very big event in the world of anime. And he was supposed to be on this at this event with Maxie Whitehead. Now, Maxie Whitehead is a voice actor as well, and she pulled out of the convention, apparently, due to, quote, the convention's alleged breach of contract. Okay, now what does that mean? Now, I want to point out this right here. This person says, Jordan says, no shade on Maxie. If she wants to pull out, that's her choice. I mean, she did sign an agreement, but let me say this. You knew very well who was attending the convention. This convention most definitely informed you who was coming. When it was announced, I am most definitely certain a couple people of your fellow coworkers, and I'm most certainly I know who has found out and gave you a choice: either back out or you're out. Very disappointed. So she found out that Vic Manana was going to be there, And she then pulled out of the panel. And this was Vic Mignogna talking about this. It's about 7 minutes long, but I'll play this at like time and a quarter here, so it goes a little bit faster. This is the same person, says, from Anime Matsuri 2026 at Vic's panel. Well, look at that. I was right. This is really starting to become tiresome. And just like Vic said, we're paying the price. A couple of arrogant voice actors think they can do what they want. I'd like to remind those voice actors, and you all know who they are. Remember who made you popular. So here we go. Let's listen to him talk about this because he addresses the elephant in the room.
And within about 3 hours of that post, John got a phone call from Maxie's agent. Maxie wants to cancel because she's getting pushback from some other voice actors who don't think she should be there with you. Can I just give you a minute to process that? Think about it. Seriously. Maxie, who doesn't do a lot of events, could come here and have had a wonderful weekend meeting hundreds of wonderful people who love her work, make some money to pay her bills, make a great weekend for everybody, right? And a handful of voice actors who we probably will never know who they are.
We know.
Right? Called her and put pressure on her to cancel. I have a lot of feelings about this, and I'm holding them in because I think it's so immoral that you would stick your nose in another adult professional's business. Maxie's not a child. She's grown up. She's a professional in an industry. Could you imagine trying to force someone who you have nothing to do with it? You're not coming here. You know, you're not paying her bills. You know what I mean? To stick your pressure in on her. So she said she wanted to cancel, and we were very concerned. I was looking very forward to seeing her. And then Maxie sent me a message, and it said, will you please ask Anime Matsuri to take down the promo images with us, because my contract clearly states, non-negotiably, that I am not to be promoted with you. I sent John that message, and I wrote Maxie back, and I said, I have nothing to do with your contract. I never saw the contract. I have no authority over any of that. But I'm really saddened to hear that. News to me. But I will let them know your request.
So before we move on and hear more of this, and it continues, it's kind of silly. A little bit of background on this. Vic Mignogna he was in he played Broly, Dragon Ball. He was in Full Metal Alchemist. Back in 2019, do you remember the cancellation campaign that was happening there, Phoenix, in 2019?
No, I'm not familiar with which
Hashtag Me Too.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So in early 2019, this was 7 years ago. So there were allegations about the Me Too movement for him, saying that there were some stories had circulated informally over the years, and common claims included aggressive, non-consensual physical contact, such as prolonged hugs, grabbing, touching, hair pulling, and kissing fans. And they're saying, some say, who were described as young or underage appearing at conventions, often during photo ops and meet and greets. Apparently unwanted sexual advances or propositions toward colleagues and fans. And they said there was a specific incidents involving hotel rooms. Monica Rao alleged that at a 2007 convention, Mignogna forcibly kissed her, pushed her on the bed, and got on top of her after inviting her into his room. Then twin sisters alleged in 2015 he invited them to his hotel room, asked them to strip, tried to coax them into sex, and forcibly kissed them when they refused. And those were like the two big ones. Now, keep in mind, we're in 2026, and he got Me Too'd for things that apparently allegedly happened 12 years prior and 4 years prior, right here. So that's, and now we are 7 years past those allegations being made. And he is so radioactive that people still don't want to appear, or they say they're contractually obligated to not appear because of this. I heard this and I was like, "This, yeah, go ahead."
No, continue. I'll ask after.
No, go ahead.
I just had a question. Did anything come of it? Was there anything that went to court? Anything like that? Anything surfaced at all?
No.
That proves anything?
Nothing. Nope. Mignogna denied the accusations and stated that the intentions were consensual and misrepresented, and expressing regret if anyone felt uncomfortable. He filed a defamation lawsuit against Funimation and the ladies. It was dismissed, and he was ordered to pay attorney's fees because of that. Because once again, it's very hard to prove defamation when it comes to these things. So, but he was fired from Funimation. He was fired from Rooster Teeth projects. He lost convention appearances, and he's seen as this lightning rod here. So, let's go to continue this.
A very, very short time after that, before anything else happened, Maxie posted something on the internet. Did you see it?
Yep.
It said, and I quote, "The contract that I signed with Anime Matsuri expressly stated a clause that said I was not to be promoted alongside Vic Mignogna in any way. So they breached the contract and I'm canceling." You want to know the problem? That's a lie. That clause was not in the contract. There was nothing in the contract about not appearing with me. In fact, she approved the promo image. I've been a guest here. She knew I was going to be a guest here. Obviously, if you're part of Full Metal, it kind of stands, it doesn't take a big leap to know that it's a Full Metal, going to be a Full Metal thing. But that post was put out. I can only assume to cover the real reason. I feel bad, most of all, for you. Some of you that were at the panel yesterday, we talked a little bit about this. There are people in this industry who somehow think it all belongs to them, and that they can do whatever they want behind everybody's backs and cause all kinds of trouble. And you, the people who really deserve and have made all of this possible, you'll never know. We'll make up stories. Yes, slippery here and change here and lie here and be dishonest here and change make promises and then change them here, and the fans will never know. If there are no fans, there is no industry. And I told you guys this yesterday, and I believe this with my whole heart, and I know that John and Denise do as well. They worked tirelessly to put on this event for you. We've talked about this at length. The fans are what make it happen. It's not the voice actors. And I'm one of them, and I'll be the first to say it.
All right, let's go and stop it right there. You can kind of see what's going on here in this situation. And there's a lot to digest there. But I feel, I saw this and I thought, man, that seems like really extreme, if that makes sense. The idea that I'm going to tell people, allegedly, that I cannot appear next to this person contractually. But what you see here is this, and we see this time and time again, specifically with all sorts of entertainment, this idea of trying to control the narrative. And he's trying to control his narrative, while the other people who were supposed to be on this panel, this other woman who's supposed to be on this panel, went out of her way to kind of control her narrative. And like, what's the reality of the situation? It's probably somewhere in between. But Rev, I thought this would be interesting for you in particular, because you have a guy, a voice actor who has been canceled. You've gone through multiple cancellation attempts. I think you can always tell a lot by who stands by you in times of need like this, right? Whether it's true or allegations or whatever, you always can see. Rev, I'd love to hear your experience when dealing with this kind of cancellation attempt, and kind of what Vic has gone through the last 7 years or so.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to the narrative control that people have, where they want to not only police a company or space, but like your presence there is just an absolute no, and they will pull out themselves, or they will at the very least raise a public stink or whatever. But that's the moment, like you said, where you find out the people do have your back. And it's kind of like, you don't want to go through this stuff, but it does prune out all the people that you need to get rid of, type of a thing. But I'm glad he's talking about this. I know it's, he's at an anime convention talking about this stuff, but it's important because ultimately, at the end of the day, the biggest loser in this situation are the fans, because now you have these people not showing up to events. They're not going to be able to interact with anyone. They're pulling themselves out, or they're being pressured into pulling out, and it hurts the fans ultimately. And the voice acting scene, I talk about it a lot. It is the like hyper wokest space ever, and it's the same obnoxious crybabies that have been crying for the last like 15 years, specifically about him too. I mean, they do not relent ever. And there's already some familiar faces people can think of, but they police everywhere he goes. Everywhere he goes, he's attacked. I'm surprised he's even getting appearances at these conventions at this point. Just the way they're so bloodthirsty for the guy.
I think it's really crappy that it's like having a neighbor who sticks their nose in everything and all your nonsense. You see something. Hey, did you hear about what Jim did down the street? Are you sure you want to go to Jim's house right there? It's so like catty and so elementary school, not even high school. It's so catty and so, but it works. These people are bullies. They've gone out of their way to, take Vic Mignogna out of this. We see this over and over again, where at the end of the day, these people are sticking their nose where it probably shouldn't belong, and they're going to argue, be like, well, you shouldn't be there in the first place. It's like, well, who are you? Ultimately, it's the audience that will decide, because I guarantee that Anime Matsuri as an event, they're going to look at the amount of tickets that Vic Mignogna draws and the panels that he's on draws, the audience that fills a room, and if it's financially viable for them to pay the appearance fee, whatever, buy the plane ticket, the hotel, and all that stuff, because there's a cost associated with this stuff. So ultimately, Anime Matsuri and the fans will be the arbiter of who decides if there's any value in Vic Mignogna or any of these voice actors. So, and it is good to hear an actual voice actor say the fans are the ones who decide this. And, Rev, you talked about this. This seems like a common occurrence, specifically in the voice acting space. And I got to be honest, I can't wait till they're all replaced. I cannot
Absolutely.
wait. It's gonna be an exciting day.
Do you blame the? I'm sorry. Continue.
Go ahead, Phoenix.
I don't want to change the topic.
No, we're still going.
All right. So, do you blame though? Like, all right, I put all the blame entirely on this woman here. Again, I don't know enough about Vic. I don't know if he's guilty or not. That's not what I'm just talking about. If I hear a bunch of people talking to me and telling me what to do, my friends have always told me I was born with it. I'm missing a chip, because I just genuinely, I don't know how to really emphasize enough how much I don't give a shit about anyone's opinion. I don't care at all. So if I get people telling me, hey, you should do X or Y, I immediately would inform them, hey, listen, this is the last time you're ever talking to me again, because no one tells me what to fucking do. Let's be very clear about that. You don't ever fucking tell me what to do. You fucking peasant. You don't tell me what to do. So move along. And so if she's listening to that, and I don't know, allegedly, if she's listening to that, fuck her. Like who gives a shit? I understand if you, for your own personal reasons, don't want to do that, fine. Whatever. But let's not do that. And then also on the side, this is going to be an unpopular opinion. I'm not a big fan. I don't understand the context. I'm not a big fan of what he's doing here either. Can we just have a fucking convention? We came here to see whatever this guy does, is his voice actor of the anime stuff. Give me a nice show. Let's do that. It's not a venting session. It's not a diary. It's not here to defend you and for me to get a different view of you. Can we just get back to entertainment? That's why I spent money. That's what I want. You maybe can just say, hey, you may notice that someone's not here. We had a disagreement anyway. It's all settled. On to the show. That's what I'd like to see.
I think Why is he saying that? I think it's because there's a narrative trying to be spun, and he's trying to spin it back, right? And
but maybe do it on your own time though. Like do it on a social media.
Yeah, because
thing
like
or something
those people paid tickets to go see, right? Like see him speak or whatever, that little panel, right? So people are paying, and he's kind of like talking about all this stuff there. I agree with Phoenix.
It was starting to look like a lecture.
Yeah, exactly. Like those people want to have questions for him. They want to hear about his voice acting experience. I understand that he had the opportunity to be like, right, so here's what's up, and I totally understand that, and I get why he's saying it. But on the other hand, I'm looking at it as a customer, right? I'm looking at, because I've been to one of those panels before. I don't want to hear the voice actor, woe is me, yada yada yada. I want to hear fun stories about voice acting, or questions, or tips for the industry, yada yada yada, things like that.
Right. Well, I'll say this, but if you go, aren't you going to get like behind the scenes stories? Because that's why you go, right? And
yeah, but that could have been done on Twitter, is my point. Like you not on somebody else's dime, where they're there for entertainment.
I feel like with him, like this has been going on so long, he probably feels, whether it's right or wrong, like a responsibility to address the stuff to his fans who are probably aware that these things are going. If they're showing up for an event of his like this, they probably are very aware of the narrative that's been made about him, and maybe he feels some responsibility to clear the air and explain why certain people aren't showing up, and how certain promotional material was an issue. I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
We don't have context. Again, I said that up front. I don't have context. It could have been maybe someone asked him
exactly,
and then he went. I don't know, but that's not what I would do. I'm not saying he's a bad guy or anything. I would just, if it's me and I've got some beef going on, I would just go, listen, great question. Listen, it's all figured out, but I just really want to focus on the show today. That's why you guys probably came out here today, and maybe I can talk to you after the show or something. But that's just me. That's off the point anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because some of the chat agrees with you, Phoenix. Some of the chat disagrees with you. Some of them agree with me. Some of them don't agree with me, and it just kind of comes down to personal preference. Yeah, like once again, ultimately, the viewer, the customer, will be the ones who decide, because the viewer and customer will decide if they wanted to stay at that panel. Maybe people are like, "Oh my God, again," But the point is that he clearly was trying to counterbalance a spin to a narrative, and he has every right to do so. It's just a matter of what platform he's going to do it on. But regardless, it's interesting to see, and I think we can all agree that the voice acting industry is
crazy. There's so much drama there. I mean, I'm just coming in through this show. I'm finding out all this. So, this is a whole different world.
There is one prominent voice actress who has to pretend she doesn't like Harry Potter and whatnot because it's not popular because of transphobic J.K. Rowling. The fuck? Why do we have to hide these things that you're a fan of Harry Potter because the mafia will come after you? That's where we're at in that industry.
Well, probably not only the mafia, but even her paychecks, because it wouldn't surprise me if she gets blacklisted or whatever.
Mm-hmm. It's that pathetic. There is also some conservative, left-leaning voice actors, but they pretend otherwise.
Of course, but isn't that insane? Isn't that
so
stupid?
Pathetic.
I would say the voice acting scene is almost as bad as the VTubing scene. But the difference is there's supposed to be more professionalism with voice actors, and to see them constantly acting like petty teenagers is exhausting. Isn't it exhausting for them to be doing this stuff? Don't they have anything better to use their energy on?
No. The answer is no.
That is the correct answer.
It is rhetorical.
No, absolutely. Yeah. I know. All right, Blabs, let's get some supers real fast. You guys have a lot to say about this. I want to get to this next little tidbit about this Pompeii show, and then I want to get to the big drama unfolding in the video game space.
Okie dokie, Heine, our biggest issue with movie theaters are the prices. Makes me miss Fusion Superplex in Nassau. I actually felt like it was worth the money. Made it through day one, only 55 more days to go. Joey for 5 says you should have a segment called Chicken Talk with Blabs.
Agreed.
Daniel for 2 says, Blabs, I was just kidding with you, right? Did I miss something? I don't know what this is about.
All is forgiving, Daniel Rude.
Yeah, I forgive you. Young Stuff says, Blabs is lucky she's cute because she baffles us. Gong. Thank you. Spartan for 5 says, without MySpace, there would be no Spartan Rockwell. Can't wait to see this make a comeback. Thanks, Spartan.
Boy.
Superlane for 5 says, I'll say it, Blabs. Well, well, well. What do we have here? Of course they're committing violent crimes for fried chicken. It's in their nature. Oh, my God. Thank you. Tim Lee for a Rumble Wallet. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Sea Striker says, Vic said he wouldn't sign Yao, and hideous Yao hags got pissy and made these rumors, and these backstabber voice actors were jealous of his success.
Well, I'm always wary anytime I hear a lot of accusations with nothing to back it. Like, I'm not saying it's not true, but you'd think if someone was truly violated that they would take this to court and stuff like that. That's just suspicious to me.
Unless it's a whole Harvey Weinstein cover-up. Yeah. Anyway, Salty for 5 says, ever since this scandal with Vic, I stopped listening to any English dub with any of those involved. F the DBZ voice actors that did him dirty. Rev says, someone should make Blabs into the guy at the Monty Python restaurant.
I pretty much did right there.
Victus Omega says, the VA industry is such a nepotism-ridden cesspool of people who never matured past high school. Absolutely awful. Vic always seemed more credible to me of everyone in that whole ordeal, but who knows? Yeah, no one does know. Doodler for 2 says, worst thing Vic did was trust a crackhead to pick his lawyer. Zelen for 5 says, I would pop corks and throw confetti if Sean Schemmel got replaced. He's so arrogant and narcissistic.
Imagine that's the voice actor.
Okay, so VG Justice says, I stand with Vic, no proof, no belief. Daniel says, I'm like Phoenix, I respond poorly to manipulation.
Yes, brother, yes.
Young Stowe for 2 says, hey Phoenix, Megadeth is better than Metallica.
I accept, but it's also incorrect.
Sea Striker, it's weak, miserable bullies who are high off the sense of this false power and get to be the mean girls I never got to be in high school.
And how much of that is just total compensation for not being what they wanted when they like in high school and stuff. There's so much of this. It's so catty.
Orm for 10 says, it will take hours to explain Vic's situation. Vic is innocent, believe me. Mars Girl, the first one to throw allegations, would later claim she never met him but believes others. Dub VA are a mafia.
So Mars Girl, man, that's a name I haven't heard in 18, 19 years. No, Mars Girl was she was a part of a website, and does Mars Girl was she a voice actor or something? Because Rev, do you know anything about Mars Girl?
The name sounds so familiar. The only thing I can think of is I remember seeing she had me blocked on Twitter or something, and I was like, huh? That was years ago. But I know she's very involved with all of this narrative.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Mars Girl, she was. I'm gonna use this term very proficiently as best I possibly can. Mars Girl was somebody who wasn't good enough to make a living being a content creator in the late 2000s into early 2010s. And she tried to kind of piggyback off the success of other websites. And I guess she made her way into some voice acting stuff. So, but I think I interacted with her once or twice, maybe. But man, okay, that's a name I've not heard in a long, long time. My God.
All right, there, Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Listen, I know anybody and everybody. It's crazy. All right.
Just looking into the beyond and doing his Obi-Wan thing over there.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I'm pulling her up over here on her website while I'm trying to oh, okay, that's her. Yeah. Okay, Blabs, go ahead and keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay, Light Ferret for 2 says, what gets me is how many people actually will bend the knee to voice actors. Arguably, the lowest tier of actor used to be VAs would be ignored unless they had a history like Jim Cummings. Jim Cummings is cool. Mercenary for 10 says, morning Rev, I am a Vic supporter and was very pissed when the judge did him so dirty. Thank you. RM says, I recommend you guys to invite Vic to the show and allow him to talk about the 7-year situation. Also, Rev, I have a secret message for you. Desu Lizard Demon Time.
That's a fan right there.
Zelen says, Sean Schemmel is the voice of Goku.
Oh, there we go.
Excellent for 5 says, the Mean Girls problem infests the VA industry and the VTubing community. Never forget Nanoless lies. And then Sinbad says, hi, Rev. Watches video. Thanks, Rev. we're caught up for now.
Okay. What's amazing here is I'm looking at Mars Girls' channel. She has a 11-hour video.
Yep.
Good.
That says the entire Vic Manana story.
Okay.
11 stinking hours.
Wow.
So there's that. So I said I haven't heard this girl in forever. I had no idea that this is where she was at. But even the I asked AI asked YouTube to summarize the video, and even the summary is extensively long. So yeah, there we go. All right, let's move on to talk about this Pompeii story. You guys know I went to Pompeii this summer. Kind of briefly talked about that on my trip to Italy. This is a place that I was infatuated with as a kid. I did a project about it when I was like 10 years old. It was like this place. Wow, this volcano covered up this entire city in Italy, and it was like frozen in time. Rev, you ever heard the story of Pompeii? Do you know about Pompeii?
Yep. And like you, as a kid, I remember hearing about that, and it was just fascinating to me. But yeah, I'm a little worried about this show you're going to be talking about. I don't have good feelings about it.
Well, I started watching a little bit of it like this morning, and here is the trailer for it. It has Tom Hiddleston in it, and they talk about Pompeii, and they kind of, the whole premise of it, and the few minutes that I watched of it, is that it's supposed to trace actual people from Pompeii. For the first time, you can they're trying to find actual people that were there, their actual names, and people that were affected by it. Some people who survived, who may not have necessarily been at Pompeii that day, but they lived there.
Which is a cool concept.
Very cool concept. And by the way, the production of this is spectacular. I've only watched like 12 minutes of this. This is a very high production.
I've only seen
show.
12 minutes, but those 12 minutes are spectacular.
Blabs, it is a extremely well produced 12 minutes, right? And this
1.5 on 10.
It's very good, right? It has all the visual effects and all the stuff. Okay, but I get to the very first part of this, and Tom Hiddleston starts talking to this guy right here. He is this guy over here has a database of all the people who were in Pompeii based off of the records and that they have available. And that's how they kind of pick and choose who they're going to focus on. And the first story is about a little boy who was like 10, 11, 12 years old or whatever. And they want to start this story. And he apparently was an apprentice at a blacksmith. Okay, so they open it up, and the little boy is at this blacksmith. It opens up with a shot of Vesuvius looking down on the center of this active volcano, and then there's this wonderful crossfade between some molten heat, and it's like, oh, there's the heat, and into the blacksmith, right? So this little boy is interacting with the blacksmith, and he's kind of his apprentice. But something immediately caught my eye, and that this is what the blacksmith looks like. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. So the other thing about this is that the show opens up with this. This is a history, implying that this is actually what happened and these are the actual people. To compound that even further, they say that this guy and his family were very prominent blacksmiths there. Well, this to me doesn't make any sense.
That blacksmith title very literally.
Yeah. I was going to say, what Smith?
Well, he was actually technically a bronze smith. Technically.
Okay.
Yes. But this is in 79 AD in Pompeii. And the show opens up with this is history thing. Pompeii had like 15,000 people living in it when this happened. And DNA has shown that it is mostly Italians and like Eastern Mediterranean people. There were some Africans in it, but those Africans were like a tiny minority, and they were always slaves, or they were always like seen as like exotic. Look at this thing that I have, right? They were never seen as skilled or blacksmiths in any way, shape, or form. I saw this again and I was like, man, like this is just shoehorning something in again by Disney when it doesn't make any sense at all. And for the casual who's watching this, they're going to look and they'll be like, okay, whatever. But could you imagine what would happen if they were to do something about Africa and they were to have Blabs?
Yeah,
Blabs is a starring role.
My
Could you
N-words, I'm in.
imagine?
Let's go.
Right. And people will say like, why does this even matter? And
If
my
it didn't
response
matter,
is,
why'd you do it?
Exactly.
why does it matter? Why should even do this? Why just be accurate in the first place right here?
This is probably for some nomination of a show, like an Emmy or whatever the case is, where they need to hit the check boxes because they got their big guy, they got their Tom Hiddleston. He's white, so they need some diversity hire. I don't know why they didn't just hire like Idris Elba as the host and then have actual like historically accurate characters or to the best of their potential instead of doing this. But no. They have to do that.
Yeah, they had to reach the diversity quota, which is a very interesting progressive notion that you have diversity quotas they have to fill for everything. But
not racist
guys, keep
whatsoever.
in mind, keep in mind, they didn't say this is history. They said it's a history. So they get to kind of just make up whatever they want. It's just a history.
Correct.
Make believe.
I'm surprised they didn't use her story instead of history.
Where's Brie Larson? You need her.
Well, it's funny you mentioned this idea of winning an Oscar because there are obviously the diversity quotas, which will totally, in this instance, blackwash history. They use the whitewash phrase for putting white people. I think that's an accurate phrase. Is that wrong or no? Am I using it incorrectly? I don't know. But
you're safe with me.
Okay, thank you, Phoenix. I don't know, and honestly, I'm safe from you because you can't cancel me. It is what it is.
You're correct.
But there are, you have to have several different things in terms of representation when it comes to winning an Oscar, Blabs.
Yeah, but this wouldn't be under an Oscar, is it? Is it
would be an Emmy, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm saying an Emmy.
Be an Emmy?
Yeah,
okay.
because this isn't a movie.
Most likely.
Okay.
So it'd be like.
Yeah, let's find out if this meets because. I don't know. This is just one of those things where it's like it's just another example of like, okay, here we go again, And it almost, I don't know, Blabs, you got an Italian background, right? Does this like offend you at all?
Yeah, it's pretty bullshit. But at this point, I'm used to it. Not being the Italian, but just being a white person. We constantly just be like, oh yeah, there were all these people in the Vikings from the movie How to Train Your Dragon to actual real historical events. It's all just been race swapped to fit some sort of narrative. And then you have people on the internet saying that Vikings couldn't have braids and they stole it from the Africans, all this bullshit story. It's like, what? And then we have people who are like cultural appropriation. I was at a Halloween party years ago. My friend came in as a Mexican. He had a poncho and a sombrero and they wouldn't let him in. Like that's where we're at. So like it's like, oh yeah, this happened. Not surprising. Me, I don't watch these things. I don't give them my time. I say bye-bye.
Who didn't let him in? Was it some
the security, the people with the tickets and all that, other college people said no. So I think he was allowed in once he took off the sombrero or once he lost the poncho, something like that. He had to like remove some part of his outfit back in around, I want to say 2017. Yeah.
I remember seeing a video sort of like that where someone was dressed up like that and they were walking around America and people are like, that's racist. They would ask, do you think it's racist? And then they go to Mexico and they're walking the streets and they're like, they love it. They're like, oh, this is so cool. You're appreciating our culture.
Yep. I think it was Will, whatever. I think that's the guy's name. He's hilarious. He went there with a big poncho and the mustache and everything, and the Mexican vendors are like, "Hey, all right." And it's always the white girl who's like, "I'm really offended by that." Anyways, okay, well, there you go. I just saw that and I thought, man, that's just
it's
more of the
bullshit.
same. Yeah, more of the same right there.
Did Grok tell you anything about the Emmy stuff?
Okay, this is what's interesting about that. It says that there is no diversity quota.
Oh, maybe not yet for the Emmy.
Oh, so they're just doing this for the love of the game.
All right, Blaz, let's get a couple supers while I get the next story queued up.
Okie dokies. Geg for 5 says, my friend Eric, who was a voice actor, got canceled as well for Wrong Thing. The fact this is still going on is disgusted. Den of Snakes. Thank you, Geg. Rolando for 5 says, it's of course Mars Girl. She's tried to pull something similar with Doug Nostalgia Critic Walker. He's still relevant. You had to look her up. And then Zellink Dondorf, I like your name, for 5 says, they cast a black guy because the only remains they found were the black soot leftovers of people, so they just assumed. You're welcome, Blabs. Thank you. I like that one, though.
Does make sense.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Uh-huh.
You know, okay, so I have a very, let's say we were, he mentioned Mars Girl and Doug Walker and such. My interactions with Doug Walker have been very limited over the years, but they have not been super positive, specifically when it comes to that group. Yes, Phoenix.
No, that was interesting. I happen to like him, so I was curious.
Well, if I can go a little too inside baseball here,
have a ball.
Yeah. So, and I will.
I see what you did there.
Back when Screw Attack was a thing, they started a website called That Guy with the Glasses, and they tried to poach a lot of people from our site. It is what it is. It happened all the time. We were quality, they were quantity, right? That's how you get people like Mars Girl on their platform. But they did have Nostalgia Critic, and Nostalgia Critic kind of pushed his way in by riding the coattails of the Angry Video Game Nerd. Okay, they had their big boof, right? And at the time, we represented James and the Angry Video Game Nerd merchandise, and we did all the merchandise and everything. So I was like, man, it'd be really cool if we did a Angry Video Game Nerd Nostalgia Critic DVD. And I got on a call with this guy, Mike Mashad, who was Doug's business partner, and I guess they still are, I don't know. But he was the most arrogant person I've ever spoken to on a call ever, and more or less suggested that that Doug Walker was the show. That's the reason why people showed up versus the Angry Video Game Nerd and all that, right? So it's not so much Walker, because I've had very little, but it was more his business partner that was just a total a-hole, and it is what it is. So, you know, my experience with him and his company has never been super positive, to say the least. So, anyways, all right. Let's go and move on. Blaz, we got a couple supers here, and one super real fast, and then I want to let everybody know who's sponsoring today's episode.
Obi-Wan Shinobi for 5 says, this reminds me of the book that Jonathan Majors wrote about losing his Marvel job. We was Kangs. I'll see myself out. You know what's funny is I actually just brushed up on some history about Jonathan Majors the other day on the Wikipedias and stuff. Sketchy shit. Anyway.
That is funny.
It's just funny that he brought that up. I was just like, hey, I just read about him the other day on the wikis. I didn't want to get out of bed, so I read about Jonathan Major instead. Oh, that was rhymes.
Amazing.
You're amazing, Blabs.
Thank you.
Almost as amazing as today's sponsor, Rumble Wallet. Let's go! You heard us talk about Rumble Wallet extensively, and you know what? You're going to now, because they have sponsored this episode of Side Scrollers. Here's the thing. On your screen right now, there is a QR code. I encourage you to get out your phone, scan that, and download the Rumble Wallet app. Now, you don't know a whole lot about Rumble Wallet. That's great. Let me just tell you this. This is what you need to know. It is step one of it being an alternative to like payment processors. Right now, you can do some amazing things. You want to support creators? Guess what? That's the first step of all this. Right now, if you want to support Side Scrollers or any other creator using Rumble Wallet, you give $1, we get $1. You give $1 over on YouTube, we get 70 cents. You sub over on Twitch, we get half of that. Now with Rumble Wallet, 100% comes to us. It's the best way to support independent creators like us over here on Rumble, which is great, and all independent creators. Once again, this is step one. Later on down the line, this is meant to be a payment processor solution where you're going on buying something. You can just scan your Rumble Wallet app. It's awesome. Listen, big things planned. Become an early adopter of it. Scan the QR code on your screen like we talked about, or go to wallet.rumble.com and check it out for yourself. You may like it, you may not, but you at least should give it a try. We are big fans of alternative tech, alternative options to different apps. This is a great place to start. We appreciate them. They support us. Consider supporting them. Thanks to Rumble Wallet for your continued support of Side Scrollers.
I was about to say, you need to change your video because now your arcade machine's on the other side of you.
I'll tell you this right now. I think we need to have all of our spots pre-rolled right there because it gives me a chance to breathe, which is good. We're gonna make sure Blabs do all of our sponsor reads from here on out. Okay, Blabs?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's be like follow Rumble Wallet something.com.
I've been talking about it for months at this point, Blabs, and you haven't even picked up
here's
on
the thing. I'm still doing my job too, so I'm listening, but I'm not really listening. I'm like, okay, it's an ad read. I can pay focus attention on timestamps and supers.
Oh, that's a great way to lead by example, Blabs. Good
I
job.
am fantastic. Make Phoenix do it. He's just sitting there looking pretty. At least bother him.
All right. Yes, there he is. He is the true face of side scrollers, which is wonderful. All right, let's go and talk some TV stuff here, as there's been some changes to the new God of War series. The upcoming.
God.
Thank God, he says. I have this story right here, Blabs. This right here. Yes. Okay, here we go. Kratos will officially be recast in the God of War series after Ryan Hurst suffered an injury.
Brutal.
Good. Look at how shitty a Kratos that is. It's just like, I don't know, like fucking Beer Dad.
It's like the withered Kratos.
Yeah, I don't know. I've hated this casting decision from anyone. Granted, it's one still. I can't judge it off that, but I'm going to. And the person that they're getting for it, well, I think he's a shit individual. I think is a much better fit, especially his voice too.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who are they getting?
Oh, is that not part of the news story?
That is part of it. I think Craig's playing silly.
Oh.
No, I'm not, because
Dave
Blabs,
Bautista.
The link that you have down below doesn't link to that. Just
What?
heads up. So yeah, it doesn't. It links to this right here. That Atreus will be reported.
But there should be
recast,
three
so.
links. You don't see it?
Yeah. Well, so Dave Bautista's gonna play him.
From my understanding,
Yeah.
I saw a
Rumor,
brief.
yeah.
Oh, hang on. I don't know what happened to my link. It got mixed up, but I will get you a new link. Don't you worry.
Thank you, Blabs. So Batista is gonna play him.
That's why I mentioned it to you today, saying, "Oh, but Batista." Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of figured that,
Much
but I didn't know
better choice.
Batista.
There you go. In the run sheet, I just removed it.
Thank you. Okay, Batista is in. That's silly. Okay, but I guess I can see that. He's in talks.
Yeah, so it's heavily rumored, and it's the source I believe was Deadline, I believe.
Okay. Well,
His voice matches better. His build. Granted, I know he's getting a little older, and his shape is not going to be as big. That I understand. But this other guy, that was a miserable casting, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you don't have to deal with him now because he got hurt on set. Okay,
He's
Phoenix
like,
question.
good.
Phoenix question.
Yeah, answer.
When you're 4 episodes into something, there's 4 episodes already done of this.
Yeah.
And you recast, do you just reshoot everything? How does that work?
It depends entirely on your budget. You know, this happens like if you go super low budget, like soap operas all the time, they just change the actor and it just says now playing the character is Steve. There's been old series also in the past where there was a recast mid-season because it wasn't working. But typically, if the budget is there, and I'm sure it's there, they're going to redo all of their scenes. They're going to try and use as much as they can, maybe like a lot of back shots, things like that. But overall, they're going to probably reshoot.
Okay, because I figured that if Kratos is out, if the lead actor who did Kratos is out, then they got to recast the kid too, the son. That's kind of.
So they're recasting him because there's gonna be like a gap for the next season where he's looking to be older. So they're basically making him an age up, so like a teenager version of Atreus. I think is how you say his name.
Atreus, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless there's something stupid like there's like a magic fairy that says like I shall make you look different, and then that's how they explain it. That'd be great.
Don't give
From
them
my
any
understanding,
ideas.
it's for season 2, so all of season 1 is going to be the same actor, unless he gets injured too, and they have to do like, oh, we need another Bautista, but in mini form. Thank you.
Wait, so they shot all of season 1 already?
No, not that I know of.
4 episodes in. 4 episodes. in,
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I think they're gonna replace those shoots. Is my guess.
Okay. I asked Grok to create God of War Dave Bautista here, and based off the imagery here, and this is what it gave me, which is pretty
Wow, that's
It's actually not
pretty
bad.
close.
well. Yeah, but that's literally
It's the
just
same
taking his
image.
face. Yeah, it's the same image right there. Then I said make it realistic, and did that. So it's clearly not doing its
At
job
least
right
he's
now.
bald. That's plus.
That's right. At least he's bald.
You can check
That's
that one off.
That's right. All right. Well, Dave Bautista is a Looney Tune, so take that for what it is.
Wrestling, huh? How exciting! A potential
Wrestling.
wrestler, God of War, huh? Sports.
You have issues with Batista outside of just the fact that he's an annoying asshole, but it's like anything
Yeah,
else
he's-
beyond that?
No, he's a Looney Tune, man.
Okay.
He's
nuts.
all about he's all
He's,
about
he's
the
actually
the
pretty
trans.
soy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's super soy. Yeah, super soy. Yeah.
And it all conveniently happened when his muscles started to shrink too. You know, as he
Convenience.
slimmed down.
Yep. Have you seen the before and afters of Batista?
Yes.
Have you seen that, Phoenix?
Yeah. From my understanding, he did that so that he would be in more "quote unquote" like respectable films, like more.
Yeah,
that
I
wasn't
heard
his
about
direct
that.
quote, but something.
But
to
he
that
wanted to do
degree.
more stuff than just being like the big muscle guy or whatever.
Right, and
He
I
wanted to branch out
understand
his
that.
acting. That's fair.
So he's gonna go be Kratos?
Yeah, that's
He wasn't
now
finding the
it's-
other roles.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like you've been typecast right there. There he is,
It's the pearl necklaces killing
What
me.
is that?
looking like a damn woman over here. It's
Oh
insane.
no.
Yep.
What's wrong with his body?
Here you go, Blabs. This is before and after.
Oh no.
Yep.
No.
Man, how crazy is that? All right, let's go and move on and talk some video games, because there's been some really interesting leaks when it comes to the video game space, specifically when it comes to the Xbox. All right, this came courtesy of a leaker yesterday. Ecstatics, I guess. I don't really know how to say it. This is all elite speak. Claims to have obtained a leaked Microsoft roadmap outlining a new disk-to-digital program and expanded backwards compatibility plans. This is going to be rolled out apparently pretty quick. But the long and short of it is that apparently the next Xbox will be designed to play every single Xbox game ever made. So it's like the ultimate form of backwards compatibility here.
The way it should be.
I agree.
I doubt
agree.
that. But yeah, that'd be nice.
You don't think so, Phoenix?
No, I don't see that. I don't. I'm very much aware of this disc to digital thing, and if that's true, I think that's a very good alternative. That's good on them for at least providing some kind of solution. But I don't know how that's going to work unless, especially without a disk drive. So I don't know how that would work, because then you're going to get into licensing issues. And if the game was never provided as digital, how does that work? So my point is, let's say they have, okay, you can go to a Microsoft store and you can hand in your disc and then they give you a digital version of it. From my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, the reason why this might work for Xbox One games is because those were always, if you remember in the beginning, Xbox One originally was going to have this like code on the disc or something, some technology that understands that each one is signed to you, that each individual disc has its own like number or whatever. The other 360 games didn't have that. The original Xbox didn't have that. So I don't know how they're going to do that. And again, licensing issues. So how would this possibly work? And if there's no disk drive, then fuck all. Help me out here.
Well, here we go. It says, before you get too excited about backwards compatibility, you should know this isn't the same thing as sticking a PS4 disc into your PlayStation 5 or a Switch cartridge playing on your Switch 2 and pressing play. First, Helix may not have a disk drive at all. Last we heard, Microsoft is still deciding that. Second, it appears that these forms of backwards compatibility are at the mercy of game publishers. The leaked memo is Microsoft trying to convince those publishers by dangling profit in front of their eyes. The memo is literally addressed to publishers, and it's transparently a sales pitch. One section is titled, Why Publishers Win. Spoiler, publishers primarily win because they can sell old games like they're new again, right here. This is right here. So
this is like the same strategy they had with the Xbox One when they were trying to get the backwards compatibility, and then they would bring out a couple of list of new games and new people, new publishers that were willing to get on board. That is feasible, but to say everything, I doubt significantly. Maybe 20% of the library, 10% of the library. I could see. Great if it can. I'm all for it.
Even with the disc to digital, where publishers presumably don't get a new sale, Microsoft offers a carrot. Turn physical disc owners into digital customers is the company's sales pitch here. Maybe Johnny won't buy a new copy of Mass Effect from you, EA, but perhaps he'll buy 5 future games digitally. Don't get me wrong, it's good that Microsoft has carrots to dangle here, but it sounds like the Xbox maker can't even convert Xbox discs digitally without a publisher buy-in. In terms of engineering, Microsoft says publishers don't need to lift a finger to make disc to digital work. Publishers' action, none required. It writes, but Microsoft says early on that both of its new game preservation require opt-in right here. So they're trying to get publishers to opt in. It's interesting because games have changed hands. You think about all the acquisitions that happen in the video game space. There are some games from 2006, some games from 2016 that are just kind of lost. They're just kind of, you don't even know who owns the rights to those games anymore. So that's, I don't know. I love the idea of having something that you can play all of your stuff on, but it just comes back to licensing here. Rev, this seems kind of like a pipe dream.
Because it is.
You don't see this happening at all, or do you think that
I say it's unlikely? Mm-hmm. But of course, I mean, it'd be great. I mean, going beyond your point too, like seeing IPs through the years go through so many different hands, that's obviously something nobody likes. But yeah, I don't know. Feels like bait.
You know what's interesting is to see. Not too long ago, they had the "This is an Xbox" ad campaign, kind of notorious, where they're showing off your phone, showing off your PC, showing off your TV, showing off pretty much anything with the screen saying "This is an Xbox."
Including Ellen Page.
Including Ellen Page. Did they show Ellen Page?
No. She's just an Xbox.
Yeah. But it seems like they've totally just moved on from that and just kind of they're memory holding that idea, and they're putting the focus back on the console. Which, I said this before, if we see this all the time, where if you have a product for everybody, then you have a product for nobody, right? And if everything is an Xbox, then nothing's an Xbox. But now it sounds like they're trying to say, okay, no, this truly is an Xbox here. This Helix that we're going to be releasing here in the next couple of years.
It was tone deaf. It doesn't understand console players. Console players don't want any of that shit. They want a console. PC gamers would probably love the idea that you can play it on your refrigerator. It's just two different markets, and I'm not saying that negatively. It's just two different mindsets. Console player, they like the idea of collecting things. They like it on a set box. They can put it in their living room and stuff like that. They don't need it on their refrigerator or their calculator. That's not what they want. I'm happy they ditched that.
Yeah, but you can play Doom on anything, Phoenix.
Including a pregnancy test.
That's true. This is true. Yes, absolutely. All right. But yeah, I mean, look, Xbox hasn't really been relevant in a decade, I would say. So they got to make some changes, and I'm open to those changes. I really am.
I'm rooting for them. Because I actually would love to see them take down PlayStation, because PlayStation has turned into the fucking evil empire. That you're looking at what happens when there's a semi-monopoly going on. You can see what happens. So I would love to see Xbox come out swinging. I'd love to see the Xbox of old. I'd love to see some great games again. Please, Perfect Dark, for the love of God. I'm rooting for them, and all they have to do to get a good, I'm not saying they're going to win the console over this, but all they have to do is say, we have an attachment drive to put on this thing, and you're going to get hundreds of thousands of people very excited about that. And that's hundreds of thousands of people you would not have had. And that gains momentum. And then if they're on social media, if they're influencers, creators, things like that, that goes a long way. So hopefully they got something good cooking.
What do you think that from a value prop, from a developer to a consumer perspective, the idea of, well, are you willing, let's just say hypothetically, you do have to trade in your game, right? I have an old copy of Black for the Xbox 360. And, that was a fun little shooter FPS back in the day. And the Xbox goes, look, trade in your physical, and you can play it forever on your new Xbox Helix. Like, do you think that'll get people to convert over? Because I saw, Rolando says it sounds like they're trying to ease customers into digital ownership, or should I say no ownership, right? You think is that a carrot for the customer, for the normie who's going to go like, okay, I'll give you
30%, 20 or 30, maybe 30%, because most people who own physical now are usually, I would say, they're most likely diehards. They're collectors, right? Who this would appeal to are the people that bought the Maddens and things like that, the Call of Duties here and there, never really gave a shit. They play every once in a while and then forget about it. I think it could work for there. I will say, from my understanding in the rumor, and it's still a rumor, that you actually still get to keep your disc, by the way. That's what I've heard, at least with the Xbox One titles. But no, I don't see that being a major success, because I look at myself, there's no way in hell I'm going to give over my disc for a digital version. There's no way in hell. And I think I speak for a lot of kind of diehard console fans.
I think you're right. You're right. All right. Rev, you got anything to close on that? Any thoughts on the move for Xbox?
No, I think I'm with Phoenix there. I would be very hesitant to give over a physical copy if that's what they would require for this. But I think most people, everyone's got like this fatigue with anything involving physical versus digital. And they see anything that even mentions one of those and they immediately think the worst. And that's kind of the parameters we're in right now. But like Xbox can do so much by just not being cartoonishly evil with their practices right now, like with PlayStation. So
I think I would love the idea of them offering just an alternative when it comes to physical. That's all they got to do. Just offer.
That's all they have to do.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Phoenix. I think that's great. That'd be awesome. But alas, very unlikely. All right, Blabs, let's go to get a couple supers, and then I want to talk about this potential big scandal.
Mercenary for Fuss says, of course, Mike would be the biggest problem of it all. I remember the stories about that guy being bad, especially the penny pinching he did for the Nostalgia Critic movies. Reese for One says, I can verify that Mike Michoud is a jackass that just wants to jerk off on Xbox Live all day. He could not give a fuck about Ryan and company. Well, clearly he could give a fuck with the jerking off on thing. Anyway, Video Gamer sent an essay. So, Video Gamer for 10 says, the Screen Act goes to Senate hearing tomorrow. If you haven't yet, contact your senators and tell them to vote no on it. This bill will force digital ID on the whole U.S., will destroy free speech. It doesn't protect kids, and if we actually want that, we should be passing laws requiring easy and effective parental controls. Parents should parent and not the government. Seems like nothing no more normal man would approve of. And then he continues on with the rest of the link. Thank you very much, Video Gamer, for that.
Yeah.
Excel for 5 says, no, anyone other than TDS Dave. We don't want a roided out actor on screen. Zelkin for 5 says, Ryan Hurst voiced Thor in the game. Should have cast him as Thor. Bautista would make a better Brock, I guess, the Blue Dwarf. Thank you. Viper says, do you know who would be a perfect casting for Kratos that fits his voice? Christopher Judge, who played Teal in Stargate SG-1, aka the voice actor in the games.
Am I crazy? Or was Christopher? No, like Christopher Judge isn't actually. I thought it was a joke. That was just who Kratos was. But wasn't it though? Am I crazy? I'm gonna look this up.
Mercenary for 5 says, I bet you anything this Xbox with ultimate backwards compatibility is going to have a couple asterisks or caveats. I can never say that word. A lot of strings attached. I do not trust this. Rolando for 5 says, it sounds like they are trying to ease customers into digital ownership, or should I say no ownership. Tin Lee says, current gen may be last console gen in my opinion. It barely has any new games. You don't own anything. Things way too expensive. What's the hook for the next? Consume the next slop. Mercenary for 5, the new Geo is the one system that cannot play Geo, not without some serious coding magic. And he says, sorry, the Neo Geo can't play Doom. The hardware doesn't support the game coding, not without some serious black magic involved. And then Runaway Productions for 10 just came in and says, Sony hates preservation and ownership. With the re-release of ACZ in October, I'll be able to play an old PS2 game on my Xbox. My PS3 and 4 can't do that. So there's that. Thank you. And we're caught up.
Okay. Tenarian says, wonder if they'll tell the story of the guy who died jerking it in Pompeii, or the guy who escaped the eruption but got hit in the head by a rock that was flung out of the volcano, or if they'll mention any of the goofy graffiti on Pompeii's walls. Yeah, man, that was pretty cool to see. I love that stuff, which is weird. Thank you, Tenarian. Appreciate your support. All right, I want to back up to the year 2021, and just a little TLDR, little reminder for everybody. In 2021, California sued Activision Blizzard over alleged widespread sexual harassment, discrimination, and a toxic frat boy culture. That's their words in quotes. High-profile claims included a so-called, quote, Cosby suite named after Bill Cosby at BlizzCon, portrayed as a harassment hotspot. And then do you guys remember hearing about breast milk theft? Where they were stealing. Yes.
I still see like any Blizzard employee still like get associated with that all these years later.
Mm-hmm. And other extreme stories. And media outlets like Kotaku heavily amplified that. Now, Blizzard later settled for $18 million and overhauled their HR. Now, here's the problem, is that later probes and settlement language indicated there was no evidence of systematic harassment or executive cover-ups was found. Now, there were individual problems, but the biggest, splashiest narratives were overstated. And this is being discovered for the first time by a lot of folks, and Asmongold was speaking about this just the other day.
In case you didn't know, all of the allegations of sexual misconduct, abuse, harassment, and quote, frat boy culture were entirely fake, and the state of California even admitted that there was no evidence substantiating any of the claims. The entire controversy around Blizzard was set up by California to force the company to stop hiring white men, using Me Too allegations to strong-arm them. Some of the accusations were so bizarre and insane that they included theft and consumption of breast milk during work hours, a rape room named after Bill Cosby, sexual harassment to the point of an employee ending her life. All of these claims were essentially a theater performance over the fact that only 1 in 5 Blizzard employees were women. As a result, Blizzard agreed to pay roughly $18 million in fines and set up HR hiring practices that would discriminate against white men. Internal messages between California Civil Rights Division officials showed the entire thing was a ploy to send a message to the industry to literally ruin video games.
There's a lot there. And I have that thread that he was referencing right here. And
the question is he basically saying that the woman who unalived herself, was that not because of everything that happened? It was a whole separate reason why she unalived herself, or is no one knows? No letters, no notes?
Yeah, I don't know. Don't even know if a lady actually did unalive herself, to be totally honest with you.
Crazy.
But yeah, there's a lot there. Now let's finish up with what he says.
Wow. How about that? That's crazy. I don't even know what to say.
I do.
What do you have to say, Phoenix?
So I would find everyone, if possible, find every single person who made that accusation. If this is true, that there was nothing that went on, and these are all false accusations, they forfeit their right to work, period. The end, never. You cannot work, ever. You can starve. You can go jump out a window if you're so depressed. That's all fine. It's encouraged. But what you definitely can't do is fucking get a paycheck from anyone. Now, if you want to start your own business, great. Go ahead. Godspeed. I wish you the best of luck. But greed makes me so fucking angry. It's the number one thing that makes me the most angry in life. It's that you're so self-absorbed, you don't give a shit about all the lives that you affect. You don't care. All you see is you. And I'm sick and tired of nothing happening to these people, right? So I'm kidding around and all that other shit, but I do believe that their faces should be seen, and it's basically blacklisted from anyone hiring them, or at least that they're aware. Let's put it that way, that they're aware that these are people that cause problems in corporations, and then let the hirer be the judge of that. This is absolutely ridiculous. I think you forfeit your right of privacy in HR when you're lying, when you're just straight up fucking lying. So if there's that rule, let go of it. At least the God King Emperor would strike that rule off the record, and now you can totally be seen by everyone for the fraud that you are. It's just ridiculous. You're ruining families, companies' lives. If you took down that company, how many other people does that affect? It affects so many people. And so, but you just see your own little narcissism and your little control that you want. And so you don't care. You fuck the world. Let it all burn for you. All you care. And then they get to go and work at some other fucking bullshit woke place. I don't like it. And something needs to be done from that. So prison time. I would gladly give prison time. For me, that's life in prison. That's 100% life in prison. Because again, it's disregard or care at all for the world around you. It is the same. I know this is a bold claim. That's the same as murder. You don't care. You're just in this case, it is not necessarily a gun or knife that you're stabbing people with, but you are trying to eliminate anything and everyone around you for your own personal gain. Fuck these people.
And the problem too is twofold, where it's on the one hand, you're ruining the lives of all of these developers. You ruin the reputation of them, the studio, everything. But also, as a part of the settlements, they had to change their hiring practices, where they were hiring people based on whether they're a woman or a minority, not on their merit, which made the games they're producing even worse. It hurts the consumers. It hurts the developers. The amount of people that were harmed as a result of these lies is pretty unfathomable if you think about it.
Well, that doesn't even include, I mean, the trickle-down effect of, we're talking about developers who had been there for 20 plus years at this point. And now they can't get hired at all because they're deemed problematic. Yeah, because
based on bullshit.
Based on bullshit, exactly.
Well, and it's very convenient we talked about Vic today, too. I mean, these relate so much to each other.
Oh, for sure. And you see this all the time. Once again, it's about controlling that narrative. Like, this is the first time I've heard any of this. I was shocked when I heard this stuff. And, you know, this came from the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing. They're the ones who filed the initial high profile lawsuit. Okay, that got all this thing going. But somebody told them that. Somebody from Blizzard went in there and said there was alleged widespread gender discrimination and sexual harassment, unequal pay, and a frat boy workplace culture and stuff. And it's like, you know, so I want to know who went to them to file that lawsuit. And Phoenix, you're saying, wouldn't it be amazing? I don't know. What do you think the odds are that they're still that they're still there?
Oh, yeah, no, I hope to God they're not there. But I mean, I truly believe that their names should be plastered everywhere. 100%.
This is the same as like doxing to me. You know, like you talk about, they're trying to end people's lives financially, and you're talking about it's the same as murder. It's the same type of thing with like doxing to me. If you dox somebody, you are, you know, whether it's doxing, whether it's calling the cops on them while they're live streaming or whatever, like swatting, like that whole thing is there should be ramifications for all this stuff.
On the simplest level, like let's say I lie about Steve and Mary. They're a married couple and have kids. And I lie because I'm jealous or whatever. And I say, Mary cheated on Steve for whatever personal gain I'm trying to get. And then they break up. Now the kid doesn't have is a broken home, you name it. Like that lie carries enormous weight. It's not just the act of a lie. No. That is plotting something and destroying things based off of it. So I don't like, just because it's in the workplace that we just forgive it. No. This absolutely, to me, that is malice. That is, you are going intentionally to try to break things up, cause problems, and affect everyone's careers and livelihood. That can't be a slap on the wrist at all. You know, obviously I'm an extremist. Find a 10% of what I'm saying and let's do that. But something has to happen.
Lies like these, they're not just evil, they're like a slow burn evil, because it's not something that instantly happens where just like one event done, whatever. But it's like they have their career ruined, and then it trickles into their family, their reputation. It just eats away at their life as a whole over the course of probably the rest of their life. And even when you have things come to light like this, it's not going to change a lot of people's opinions, and the damage isn't undone magically because now we're starting to learn the truth. It's already been done. And these people, like, I can't even imagine how screwed up their lives are from this. And even in wake of this, do you think some of these Blizzard employees are going to get hired again in any sort of real capacity? I I don't know. I still think they'll view them as problematic, or they have this
course.
baggage, even though it's not true.
You know what? And there's another layer to this, which is the people who further amplified this messaging, and we're going to get to that here in just a second. But first, here is I want to hear the rest of what Asmongold has to say here.
Do you remember, somebody in chat said this, do you remember when I said that gamers are the most oppressed group in society? It's not women, certainly not women. It's not gay people. It's not trans. It's not disabled people. It's gamers. Gamers are the most openly discriminated against group. We're not Jews. It's gamers. We're having our spaces colonized, and they're getting mad at us for not liking it.
Interesting. I do want to talk about somebody who amplified all this, and that is this dude right here, Jason Schreier. Now, he's the guy who literally wrote the book about the ongoings within the industry here, profited off it, and this has been pointed out by a lot. So you're telling me this guy lied and gets dozens of legacy game devs fired and single-handedly ruined World of Warcraft? Yes, Jason Schreier is one of the dudes who was behind this.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he hold on to the information for a while too?
Yep, to put in his book.
Yep,
to put in his book, exactly. More here. So one of the most legendary game studios of all time was destroyed because a bunch of women made tons of false allegations that ruined careers. This is why nobody believes women, right? And I think that's the issue here, is that, look, this whole thing started with a noble cause, believe women, right? But here's the problem. People are flawed. People will find a way to abuse things. And then when you have somebody abuse thing and lie, and then ultimately proven to be these things not to be true at all, it weakens the argument of every other allegation. And that's the issue. Now this company is packed with women who have destroyed every single one of these franchises here. And once again, whether it's women or not, like when you have somebody who lies and provably lies, but still sees results, it negates the actual stories behind it. It sucks. Chris over here says, even Jason Schreier admits in his latest book that the Cosby Suite was a fake nothing burger and Kotaku was full shit. But the damage was done, and many great devs had, in some cases, 20-year-plus careers ruined since nobody wanted to hire problematic devs, which was all fake. Heartbreaking. Infuriating. Yes, Chris, you are correct. And then going back to Schreier, this is a tweet of his. It's pretty wild that in 2021 a new game studio still looks like this. Do you remember this tweet? It says a bunch of white guys, and that was deemed as problematic in 2021. Like, this is the guy. This is the guy right here. That it's crazy.
One
crazy
weasel can do all this damage.
Yes, man. What a statement right there. One weasel. And yeah, he had a 2024 book called Play Nice. And he said that the Cosby Suite was portrayed was complete nonsense and completely inaccurate, and everybody got it wrong. He said there were no Blizzard suites devoted to taking victims for harassment like that, and the extreme narrative led to unfair job losses. It was just, yes, 100% true. But once again, he helped perpetrate all this, and Kotaku did as well. Kotaku were big players in pushing this, and this idea of look at all these bad things that are happening here, when in reality there was nothing. Like a couple knuckleheads making couple stupid comments caused the entire downfall of the industry because someone got offended by it, and there we are. That's where we're at right now. Congratulations, you did it, kids. So, all right, any closing thoughts on that nonsense?
All I can say is I hope something can be. I hope some form of punishment, legal punishment, can take place for this. Hopefully,
I tried to find Phoenix, the people that filed the complaint. It was an anonymous complaint filed by an HR person at Activision Blizzard, which is why once again we will not have any HR at Side Scrollers ever.
Yeah.
So
HR
sorry about that.
Crap.
But we do know people like Kotaku and prior. You know, like you can go after them. I'm surprised like Kotaku hasn't gotten served over this.
Oh man,
who knows?
That'd be awesome. We can only wish. We can only wish. All right, Blaz, we got some supers. Then we're going to go on to Today in Video Game History.
Happy Tracker for 20. One issue, physical copies have a lifespan, while physical is still preferable, but digital would need the option for physical. Hippie Trigger also says, moreover, my friend Sonic Adventure 2 got disc rot, and PlayStation 1 games are reaching their expected lifespan or getting close to it.
That's
You
yes
can
and
read
no,
that
and
one,
you can
Phoenix.
also you should be able to make copies of things that you own, though. But good point. Mercenary says every time Blizzard tried to settle with the state of California, the state of California would go back and say, no, we changed the deal. They were literally sabotaging Blizzard.
You can read that one too.
Tin Lee, DB Wild has something for you guys. Musk's site.
Yeah, on Twitter. I've seen it. Thank you very much. And Wes came in. Here you go.
Greg Black was never released on the Xbox 360. It was an OG Xbox and PS2.
Sorry, my fault.
Did you have a version of the game no one else did? LOL.
Yes.
Fail again. Do better.
He really doesn't like you.
No, did I say Xbox 360? West, I meant from the bottom of my heart, go fuck yourself. I'm just kidding. No, Wes, thank you very much. I meant the Xbox. You are correct. It was an Xbox game, not an Xbox 360 game. I am a massive fraud.
Mercenary also says, I hate Bobby Kodak. The man is pure evil. His email was on the flight logs maybe, but he was right about the hijab that was being done against him by the state of California. Thank you, Mercenary. Yuxi Knight, in response to what Phoenix said, I believe it is our turn. If none of the people in power want to hold those accountable, we have to do it in our own ways, non-violently, but in our own way. Of course, I always will say non-violently and legal as possible, please. C Striker 4437, to fit with the middle school bully mentality with these people, they just pick on and bully nerds into submission. Thank you, C Striker. Jarl Doom, I'm with Phoenix. You damn right, Doom. Find this motherfucker and make an example of them. This should not go unpunished. People are so sick of no consequences for this bullshit. Yeah. All you have to do is get me elected, my friends. That's it. Yeah. Excel Arts, I hope those devs sue Blizzard and him. My friend. Sea Striker 4437, nothing is more dangerous than weak people given power to abuse. Ooh, beautifully said. Mercenary. I wouldn't be surprised if the state of California had marching orders from the Rockefellers and Rothschilds because of Gamergate. You've got to remember, GG is these people's Vietnam. We fought back. Hyphener, in fealty to God, Emperor Phoenix, I declare exterminate us upon the imperial world of California. May imperial justice account in all balance. The Emperor protects. You have a spot on my cabinet, my friend. Freedom Fries 24 says, here's an orange because Rev is here.
Thank you.
Oh, that's nice.
Sinbad Amberclad, they shall be my finest warriors, these men who give of themselves to me. They are my bulwark against the terror. They are the defenders of humanity. They are my space marines, and they shall know no fear. Phoenix, probably. Yes, that is actually correct. My high school yearbook quote. Zymameru, why do these companies operate in California?
And we're caught up. Well done,
Thank
Phoenix.
you. Excellent. Yeah. Phoenix, congratulations. You get to read all supers forever.
Now we have to teach him how to get to StreamYard and be able to click on the
That's very
chat.
hard for my brain.
I know. He's the most technical guy we know, but can't figure out how to.
Defeated by Canva and StreamYard.
Yes.
And Discord.
All right, Blabs, you ready to finish strong?
Yep, are you?
Nope.
Today in gaming history with Blabs.
That's me.
I could go for pizza. Anyway, August
All
4th,
right.
everyone, Bubble Bobble was released back in
banger.
1986. You have Castlevania Harmony of Despair releasing back in 2010. And then Pikmin 3 for the Wii U was released back in 2013. Ta-da!
Bubble Bobble's a pretty good one.
I just really
it's
like
a
the
good
name too, huh? Bubble Bobble, Bubble Bobble.
Yeah.
That sounds like Bubble Butt.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Bubble Bobble, Blabs?
Have I?
That's so good. I don't know. Did we play? I
We
part of
played
me
the
wonders if we.
Bubble Bath Babes.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking about.
It's
Yeah,
probably
but
the
we
same
played
thing,
it in Florida, I thought.
I think so. Blabs, does this sound familiar to you?
No, I'm getting PTSD from
Wait for the hook.
Castlevania, really.
inject this in my veins.
Yeah.
This
It's
sounds
good.
like somebody giving out candy. Very happy.
It is a happy song. Bubble Bobble was a happiness.
I don't think I played it then. I don't remember it.
And then it's going to loop here in a second, Blast. It's going to work so well. Here it comes. Boom, boom.
This is like the song I imagine's in your head 24 hours a day.
Yeah, at all times. Yeah, exactly. Here it is.
It really is.
Like an ice cream truck. No ice cream.
It really works. It does. All right. Some noticeable games that you missed today, Blabs. All right. All right.
Oh, that's funny.
Include Bubble Bobble. You mentioned that. Rampage for the arcade.
Oh, yeah.
Back. Hey, bonus points, Phoenix, if you can name all 3 of the Rampage characters.
Oh, I can't. I don't know them.
Chat, let them know.
I'm gonna call one of them Rampage.
I know the characters. I don't know their names. I think Izzy.
Yeah, Izzy something. Yeah, all right, chat, let us know. Dynamite Heady, released 32 years ago for the Genesis. Armored Core, Last Raven, released for the PlayStation 2. Let's see. Oh, Castlevania, Harmony of Despair, released 16 years ago. Yeah, that's fine. Why didn't you put Fishing Resort, Blabs, on the list? Or Pikmin 3.
I put Pikmin 3 on the list. I did.
Or Devil's Third.
Oh, that's the big one. That game's like the most priciest Wii U game of all time.
Really?
That's the last one I couldn't get.
Wii U game of all time.
What'd you say?
You're the prices Wii U game of all time.
You son of a bitch. Yeah.
That,
I had that. I feel like a bag of shit because I had that game in my hands and I had it at GameStop. And now you're like, yeah, you know what? Never mind. And this is one of the hardest games to get. It's probably like $300 to $500 now.
Right there. 213 loose.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Also, let's see, Blabs, you missed Rare Replay. That was a big one from 2015. That was a fun game for the Xbox.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like the big one if it's rare.
Hey,
Rare Replay.
Hey, I want to put hot coals into my eyes.
Good.
Yeah. Fall Guys. Wow, Fall Guys really 6 years ago. That's a pretty fun game. That Fall Guys.
A fun game.
A lot of fun. Yep. Giga Bash. And there you go, Blabs.
Big walk. That's Phoenix every day.
Just walking around. There you go. There's today in video game history for everybody. How fun is that, huh?
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Great job, Blabs. You truly are the best right there.
Ultra best.
You are. Okay, well, Rev, do you have anything exciting coming up that you'd like to share?
Well, just the usual daily uploads, streams here on YouTube, and currently have a merch drop with Uwu Market. Whole line, hoodie, t-shirt, hat, all the works. So shout outs to them. I always like to appreciate them because they always have my back throughout all these years. But that's really it.
Love that. That's awesome. We'll be back tomorrow, Blabs. At what time?
Noon Eastern
11,
with Nally, K, Tiny Panda Face.
Wait, I'm sorry. What's going on here, Blabs?
I've decided to change everyone. That's Nally, K, just tech support, and then Tiny Panda Face. She's Asian, so Chun-Li. Yeah. Pretty good, huh?
That's great, Blabs.
Exactly.
Hi. I thought it was funny. I was laughing this morning when I made it. I was very happy with myself. I literally Googled Indian female tech support, and I got that image.
That's how you see K?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. All right, everyone, go check out Rev's channel. Obviously, link is down in the description. We appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us today, wherever you guys are tuning in, whether it's YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Twitch, and of course, you guys showing up over on Spotify. Great to see you guys as well. If you wouldn't mind, do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button on the way out. We'd really appreciate that. It helps grow the show a little bit more every single day. And yeah, we got a bunch of good things happening tomorrow with just a bunch of side-scroll hers. Should be great. Blabs, it is you wanted pizza today. It is Taco Tuesday, I'd like to remind you.
Yeah, with cucumbers. Anyway, Game Hunter Series for one says, I'm still coping on any news of Time Splitters 4. Reese for one says, you can play Castlevania Harmony of Despair with RPCS3 offline and even online with RPCN, presumably with all 6 players, although finding people that want to play are coming up short. And then Karnak says, Lizzie the Lizard, George the Gorilla, and
There you
Ralph
go.
the Wolf.
Attaboy.
There.
All
now
right.
we're caught up.
Love that. Love that. All right, guys, time to get out of here. We'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Time, when we are joined by the wonderful trio you just saw. Once again, a quick reminder, tickets on sale for Sin City available right now. Link is in the description. Would love to see you guys in Vegas here in a couple months. Join us, Arch, Jake, and Tectone. Looking forward to that. Link down below in the description. All right, guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great rest of your day. See you later. Bye-bye.
Fatality.
Bye-bye.
Sydney Sweeney's face looks like a plate of dog shit.